Yeah. Well,
So
thankfully things are, slowly starting to reopen in this country because, I think it's important for people to get back to work. We have 50 states here, and so each state has their own leadership and each state has different criteria that they have to meet in order to, move forward to reopen. Um, the medical expert for the U.S., Dr. Fauci, basically said that he doesn't encourage a prolonged lockdown. So, he hopes, and I know the rest of the country hopes, that we can get back to normal soon for the economy, for business, for society, and also for me, I love to work out. So I haven't been able to go to the gym like I used to. So that's been kind of, a struggle. The struggle's been real for me.
well, it's like I can't work out right now.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
I don't know. I just feel so discouraged.
Well,
doing
we need to
myself
motivate each other.
something.
That's definitely something that you and I could probably inspire each other to do, to stay fit.
Ooh,
What about
very
you?
true.
Is Brazil close to reopening, and how are things going in that country?
Well, I wish I could say the same and that things are close to be reopened. But I mean, things are gonna open, but they weren't supposed to. That's basically what's happening. Cause like it's still really bad here. Like there's a lot going on, and people really didn't respect quarantine. Some people didn't think that it was necessary, especially our government. So it was very yeah, it was very like bad handled. Do you say that? It
You
wasn't
could say that. Yeah, I
properly
mean, I'm not
handled, you know?
familiar with the politics in
Yeah.
that country, so that's why I think for you to
Yeah.
kind of just like shed some light on that is important.
Yeah, so here is not it's not good. Government didn't do a really great job with dealing with the with the coronavirus and everything. So that's why it's very intense still here. It shouldn't be reopening, but things are gonna open. So I'm still a little bit worried about. But I think that we're gonna be chill only by like probably August, September, or something. Yeah, it's gonna take
Okay.
a while for things to go down. But I mean, I'm really finding my way into like this quarantine thing. Like I'm finding my way into staying at home. I'm doing a lot of different things. I do this Instagram live show coming. Um,
Yeah,
so
it's
yeah.
a great honor to be able to, I guess, have this chat because I'm a big fan of your work as well, and I've always wanted to speak to someone, I guess, who is on the same wavelength, or I guess you and I have some similar interests and similar things in common that I guess we can both relate to.
Well, very
Being an
true.
artist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And now talking about art and talking about you, how how did you start? Like, where did the
Pretty much, since as long as I can remember, my uncle and my grandfather and my father were all stagehands and prop masters for Broadway. So they did all the Broadway shows in New York. My grandmother was a theater usher. So she was
Mhm.
able to witness a lot of really inspiring and powerful live performances. So I
Mhm.
guess you could say I was kind of I was kind of connected to show business, and ever since I was born, in some serendipitous way. But naturally, I just started auditioning for commercials, and my first real job was on the Late Show with David Letterman, and it was in front of a live audience. So the thrill that I
Whoa.
got from performing and moving to me, even at that young age, I pretty much decided what I wanted to do right there and then.
That's so cool. It's good when you actually know what you want to do. And it was kind of the same for me. Like since very early, I knew that I wanted to be an artist and I worked very hard for it. But like you worked since very early. How was it for you growing up on like stages and sets all the time? Did you go to normal school? How was your childhood?
Yeah, it was definitely, for the most part, I guess you could say I had a normal childhood, if you can call it that. For
Mm-hmm.
schooling, most of my work was sent to me on set because I was shooting, different TV shows and movies a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess instead of going to prom, my version of that was going to the Teen Choice Awards, where I was nominated, you know. So, you
Whoa.
know, I guess I was able to experience some things, you know, growing up, but they weren't necessarily, you know, your great experience just getting to do my schoolwork on set and still have that sense of normalcy, you know, in the middle of the craziness that is the entertainment industry.
Uh-huh. Well, I had to do school while I was working too, but I hated it.
Oh,
I
really?
hated it.
Why am I not surprised? But I feel like I feel like you're a hard worker.
Well, I am a hard worker, and I was always like good at school, but it was just so hard because I was like so tired, and then I had to study, and I was like, I don't want to do this, but I pushed through it.
You can definitely relate. I'm glad that you and I can definitely, the feeling is mutual.
Right? It's so hard. It's so hard. But well, things we have to do to work. I mean, everybody thinks that it's easy, but like you need to do school to be able to work. And people think you just gotta drop school, but it's not like that.
Right. You know, you kind of have to, you know, live two lives, you know, when you're an entertainer, because, you know, it's important for you.
Oh, definitely. It's like that.
For sure.
So, the project that people really know you for, you did so many things, but one that was really successful was Wizards of Waverly Place.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah. People love that. I loved it. I watched it every day. Every day. I swear. I loved it.
Much love. You just made my day. I mean, seriously. You have no idea how much it means to me to say that.
Really? Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, because, you know, like, Max originally wasn't supposed to be part of Wizards. So, you know, the story behind that whole show is unique within itself. You know, originally I auditioned for a different character, and Disney just loved the idea of having 3 kids instead of only 2. So that's really how Max joined the family and became, you know, there's so many like memories and so many great times that stand out in my memory. Too many to count, honestly, but overall, you know, just the feeling that we got from creating this real family, because we really did become a family when we were doing that show. And then also, you know, the encouraging, because, you know, when you meet people from different walks of life and from, you know, different backgrounds, and to hear what the show meant to them growing up and to watch us grow up in front of their eyes was just such a cool experience for me.
That's awesome. I loved it, really. Nice to sing all the songs. I only know the songs in Portuguese, which is funny. But
I'm sure the show's a little bit different in a different language, like Portuguese. But still, yeah. you get the idea.
I used to watch the show. I don't know. I always liked to study English when I was younger, so I would watch everything in English so I could get better at it. So I heard your voice.
Well, I guess one way to learn English is to watch Wizards of Waverly Place. If you're interested in learning English. Yeah.
So after you did Wizards of Waverly Place, so hard for me to say that. I don't know why. It's a tongue twister.
Try to say it 3 times fast. I bet you can't do it. I knew you would get tripped up somewhere along the way.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a hard time doing that too.
So after you did that show, you went for the Fosters, right? You started the Fosters, and that shows like a non-traditional family. How was it for, like, the story has 2 moms? How was it for you? Tell me more about that.
Yeah, that show was so special to me because, you know, of everything that, all the themes and all the storylines that the show was able to touch upon, you know, during its run. You know, it was a show that showcased this family that really hadn't been seen on TV before, and for me as an actor, I was just so grateful. No matter, I guess, what your hobbies or your interests are, but you connect to what you, I guess, see, and you connect to the things that you know, move you, and the things that make you feel what your, you know, emotions. So whether it's baseball or whether it's art or whether it's music or whether it's dance fulfillment. So I think that show definitely did that for so many people. And, you know, to show that you can have this blended family of adoption and have two moms and still, you know, be normal is, to me, so unique within itself, the message of that show.
Oopsie.
Oh, am I not here?
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Oh,
You were frozen for a sec there, but you're back. But I heard everything you said about it, and people love it. There's actually in the comments, everyone's like, "Oh my God, she's talking about the Fosters. I love it." Everybody's going crazy.
The show definitely touched so many people, and I think that was the most rewarding thing about that whole experience, playing Jesus.
That's so cool. And also, like, you did TV, but you did so much of like voiceovers, like a lot. You have a big curriculum of that.
So have you. I know.
Big.
Yeah, I noticed that you've been dabbling a little bit in the voiceover world too.
Oh yeah. It's like you're in the booth. How is it for you? Do you record everything in one day? What did the producers do for you to get in character?
Yeah, when you do an animated project, it's so different from doing something that's live action, which means on camera. So you really have to use your imagination and try to create the scene in front of you as if it's really happening. But most of the time when you're doing something that's a cartoon or an animated movie or show, you're by yourself. You're not really acting with other actors, and you really can't see yourself, and you can't always see what your character is supposed to look like, unless you are privileged enough where the animation is being done while you're actually recording the movie. But for the most part, you just really have to get in the zone. And challenging thing about voiceovers, but you know, I love how immersive the whole experience is, because you can really lose yourself inside the character.
Yeah, I love doing voiceovers. I really miss it, actually, because
it's definitely fun. I like how you can kind of like transform yourself, where you can't transform your physical self, but you can transform your voice to a sense where people won't even know who that is.
Yeah, it's true. Aliens in this life. He did Rio.
And Rio too. Yeah.
And Rio too.
Yeah. I just had to throw that in there, you know.
Yeah, but he did Rio and Rio too, and then he did the Emoji Movie. So yeah, he did a lot of great.
The Emoji Movie was so cool because, you know, now we act like emojis, or we just assume that emojis are a part of everyday life, which they are. I mean, there's not a person that it was kind of this wave that was taking over the world. So it was definitely like a really exciting thing to be a part of, because no one knew how big emojis would be. And still, I feel like there's constantly new emojis that are always being created. So that's, I guess, one cool thing about that movie, you know?
Very true.
Yes.
Because I don't know, we love that movie. We love that movie. At least I do. I don't know.
Yes,
if every Brazilian,
I love how, you know, the movie itself kind of took you on this like virtual tour through, you know, Rio de Janeiro, because it was like from someone person who's never been there, being in that film was definitely like an experience where I felt like I was transported there.
Right? So what was it like to make the movie, and when will it be released?
Well, yeah, that's a new project that actually we just found out that the film is going to be released soon in theaters. We just don't have the specific details, obviously, because of, you know, these uncertain times that we're in. But the film stars Mickey Rourke, and it takes place in LA, and the whole story centers around addiction and, you know, this web of lies and this web of crime that unfolds, you know, are prevalent in everyday life, such as drug abuse, you know, and betrayal, friendship, and things like that.
Whoa. So that's going to be good. I'm definitely going to watch that.
So if you're in LA, we should definitely check out the movie. And I would love to take you to the premiere.
Really? Oh my God.
When that day finally comes. I would love for you to be there.
You're involved with charities, so there's the Boys and Girls Club and Make-A-Wish Foundation, so tell everybody more about that.
Yes, I've been really fortunate, very blessed to do some really, really great work with these organizations like the Boys and Girls Club, which hold a special place in my heart because I've really grown up, being inspired by the story. To hear, how much positive work that they do for so many kids and teens, and providing a safe space where they can do their homework and where they can be themselves, is just so important. They're totally donation driven. They receive no government funding. So Boys and Girls Clubs really relies on the support from people everywhere. And I think that's one of the special, unique things about that organization. And another organization that I've been really proud to represent, I can't have this conversation without mentioning them. They also provide a lot of life-changing wishes to kids by taking them to places like Disneyland. And actually, this past Christmas, I was fortunate enough to get the opportunity to raise $1 million at Macy's in California. Making these Wish Kids Day by decorating cookies and hanging out with them. It was a really special time for me just to be able to do that with them.
Whoa, that's so amazing. They have such a good heart. Seriously.
Yeah.
We have only 4 minutes, so it was very, very cool talking to you. I was very excited. And I'm glad we finally got to talk. So do you have anything else you want to say to the fans and everybody that's watching?
Oh, yes, please. Thank you so much, for having this idea and for, making this happen for us. And, I think when times were normal and there was no lockdown, I always loved attending charity events, movie premieres and supporting, other actors at their events. Just getting to, represent a brand like ASOS and put on this awesome t-shirt and to talk to you and, and to, I guess, somewhat in some small way meet my fans in Brazil is just amazing. And, I hope you guys just stay tuned. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. I appreciate you guys for following me on my journey, and I have lots of exciting things to come. So stay tuned.
Yeah, okay. So very, very nice to meet you. There's a big artist here on the live. She's super excited to see you. I think she just saw that you're here. Her name is Rebecca.
Tell her what's up for me. I wish I could say hi to her.
Aí, Rebecca, ele te deu oi.
Thank you. I hope you stay well. Stay safe.
Yeah, you too. See you in LA sometime.
Yes, for the movie. Don't forget.
Yes, I won't forget.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.